Say it again.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to a brand new episode of Drag the Lake. I am one of your hosts, Andy Malafrina, joined with me, as always, the great.
Pat George.
That's him. And we thank you so much for being here today. We got a couple things we want to talk about. Apparently, NOFX, they're really sticking to this whole not being a band thing. They
They're
announced that
still playing the game.
they announced their last album. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about artists and whatnot taking canceling tours for mental health reasons. And I want to show Pat this sick video of the Ghost Inside's drummer. Do you know anything about the Ghost Inside?
No, just my soul.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. How are you right with God, Pat? All right. Well, then you're gonna hate this band. No.
Is this something in particular the drummer did? Is it musical or is it meth related?
It is not meth related at all.
Oh,
So specific.
more meth, more meth, more meth.
There's no reason for you to think meth. You just met Pat.
I think if somebody thinks they have ghosts inside them, Andy, I've heard a lot of people in Florida mention that when they're on meth.
No. It's not ghosts inside. It's spiders on the skin.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
That's what it is. But wait, so you know nothing about anything in the past 5 to 10 years substantial that happened to the ghost inside, right?
No.
Oh wow, you're gonna be.
This just became a reveal video.
This is gonna be a delight. No, I'm telling you, if you
reaction
don't know,
video. Get ready for this. I'm gonna practice some reactions.
Yeah, get a few ready, Pat. Wow. Oh man, you might actually do that.
I'm gonna do that one.
Bam. Damn. That's so funny, man. You don't know shit about the ghost inside. You're in for a treat. So yeah, thank you for hanging out with us today. Before we hop into this episode, I do want to remind you guys, we pump out a bunch of videos. Last week's episode was really good. If you go onto this YouTube channel, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on iTunes, go search Drag the Lake on YouTube. We got a bunch of great videos. Some videos not getting enough love that I think are pretty fantastic. We talked about the perfect album length that last week. That was pretty sick. And also, we broke down the Drake and Anthony Fantano beef. It was a good fucking time. And also, I do want to let you guys know I am starting a new thing every Monday morning, New Music Mondays. I hate the title, but I got nothing better than that. Come to this here YouTube channel. I'll start posting it on probably iTunes as well. Why the fuck not?
Why not?
Monday morning, I will be giving you the rundown of the best music I heard from the previous week, and there will be a corresponding. Is that the word? Corresponding?
Yeah. I think you saved it there. When you said it's core.
I'm over and I feel like I'm over enunciating something. Corresponding. I'm not saying,
especially when you put the stank on it, you go corresponding.
I'm not hitting the rhythm, right?
No, you got it.
No, it doesn't feel right. Anyway,
but honestly, any word that I say like 5 times, it starts not sounding like a word to me. So
yeah, fair enough. Right. So there will be a corresponding playlist on Spotify, and YouTube. Links will be in the comments of all that. So look out for that. Episodes, Drag the Lake will be dropping probably on like Fridays or Saturdays. New Music Mondays, Monday morning, and yeah. It's going to be a good fucking time. Pat, where can people find you on the goddamn internet besides here?
If you're going either to Facebook, either to Instagram, or if you're not 70 years old and you go to YouTube, you can look at any of those and type in a little thing called Baby Mermaid Productions, and you're going to find me and a lot of my content, whether it's stand-up clips, podcasts, full episodes and clips, or the Gross Domesticated podcast, 6 a.m., I've got a little one. I think I actually had a playlist for Drag the Lake on there before, but it's not there anymore. Proper Ebonics and some other ones, but check it out. And friend me, add me, say hi, and give me some suggestions, some music. I'm always open.
Fuck yeah, go check that shit out. And you guys know where I'm at. Andy Malafrina, basically everywhere. Also, I do want to let you guys know Twitch. I am starting that back up because I do have the right next to the gallows flag. Sir, yes, sir. Hoorah. Serpentine. That's not how you say it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right next to the gallows flag is the PS5. So I
wasn't sure if you were going to stream it in frame or not.
What?
I wasn't sure if you were going to stream in frame or not with that. Oh yeah.
God, I'm fingering the PS5 ussy.
Yeah.
The five ussy.
I don't like that.
You don't have to like it. We're in love. Deal with it. But yeah, because I got the 5, I am going to be streaming a lot more. Sunday afternoons, 5 p.m. All right, enough chit chat. We've been doing this intro too fucking long. You're like, fuck your fucking plugs. We want to hear you talk about music. Let's get into it. Pat, we had some big news like a month or two ago. Actually,
Yeah.
let me go back. I get because it was actually a pretty bumping video. Yeah, beginning of the month, we had a big announcement. NOFX breaking up, and recap the people. How does that make you feel? Because you're a big NOFX head. You're a big FXer.
I'm a knower. No, I try to take the beginning 2 letters and it just doesn't work. I'm a FX head, and I just love I love the guys. Pretty much, they've been my favorite band most of my life, and I really love the fact that the apparent. I still am not 100% on board the fact that I think they're really actually going to break up, but if this is true, I am respecting a little bit more the fact that their breakup announcement actually came up in a comment thread on Instagram. But it was somebody posted, it was on Fat Mike's
Oh,
Instagram.
on his
He
Instagram,
commented,
yeah. Someone was like,
and-
"Yo, why you guys not going to Canada?" Fat Mike's like, "We're breaking up in a year."
yeah, yeah, he's like, oh yeah, not only are we going to Canada, but we're breaking up in a year. So
Oh, yeah, we're not going to Canada. I'll raise you one, and our band's breaking up after 40 years. You're like, what?
I
I was
will.
just I was just asking about tour dates, Mike.
Hey, I will talk about the fact that I think still, even if this is technically their last album, I don't think that this means they're not going to still tour. I really don't think you can say. I don't think most bands break up anymore.
Dude,
But
that's what I said last time. Like I am guessing that over 90% of bands that make an official breakup announcement
yeah,
tour again at some point.
and I think it's almost like a marketing. It's like a career benchmark nowadays.
Can I say this though? I
Please.
think you were saying marketing, then you shifted to career benchmark. Fair enough. But like a lot of people say that where it's like this is just a marketing ploy. And I'm like,
But
no,
that's
I
the benchmark. That's what I
yeah,
mean.
but no, like to the people who say it's like a marketing ploy, I say I don't think they're telling the truth, but they're also not lying. I think in that moment they're like, we are breaking up.
I
Like,
think instead of saying infinite hiatus, they're like, why not make a little bit extra money on this album, on this tour? Like, and why not? And then
you
if we
think
come
it's that
back in 10 years,
nefarious?
yeah, I don't think it's like, because we don't know the reason. It's not really any of our business, I guess, but it would be nice to know
Yeah.
why. What's the actual reason? Because I was actually speculating on this, Andy, and I came to a conclusion. I don't remember if I came to this conclusion on the last video or not, but I wonder if his sobriety has something to do with this.
Fat Mike sober?
He is. I
Wait,
believe.
is he like California sober?
No, I don't even think he smokes weed. But like, as far as where he was, considering, like, I don't believe he drinks alcohol anymore.
Okay.
And I don't believe he abuses barbiturates necessarily, but I think he's still on like prescription drugs and stuff. But I don't think it's
Okay.
like a hard sober. I don't think it's like a meetings sober. So I think, but and as far as I know, he's gone back and forth with it a couple times. But I don't. He does not party. He does not perform like he was. So I wonder if it's just not as fun. Maybe the grind of it, like the long tours and stuff like that. So maybe this is like a, hey, let's, they've done a musical in the
Yeah.
past, they've written a book. Maybe they're thinking about movies or other aspects or other kinds of production through Fat Records or something like that, as opposed to because again, they all have different companies. This is all stuff that we talked about on that video, but this is saying that this is their final. I don't know if they said it's their final, Andy,
Yeah.
or if that's what's being reported on, because again,
No, their
the
album.
announcement. Yeah, I don't know if they're saying, "Hey, this is our final album," or if
Well,
everybody's
so
saying their next album, that's their final one.
well, so here I actually do have from Pitchfork. I have this funny. This is why I love Fat Mike too, because he's not the best podcaster, but he's always good for a great quip.
Yeah.
Where so the new album, which NoFX, actually we should real quick, NoFX discography. They're always good for a great fucking title. Like
Yeah.
some of my favorites, like there's all the classics like So
Heavy
Long and
Petting
Thanks for All
Zoo.
the Shoe. That's a funny one. Punk and Drublic's a funny one. White Trash 2, probably shouldn't say that word, and the
Feed
other
the
word,
bean.
yeah. And then but then
It's
they
the
also
name
have,
of the album, Andy.
yeah, I'm not trying to have a recording of me saying the HEEB word, but whatever, dude.
Really?
Isn't it a not great word for Jewish
It's
folk?
just short for Hebrew.
All right, fair enough. But like it's like that Louis C.K. joke where you like where he's talking about Jews, and it's like it's all like how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's the
I told-
difference between like, oh, look at that young Jewish fella, or we go, oh, look at that young Jewish fella.
yeah, I came across this realization with my mom. I was like, I never thought my mom was racist. And then like but like we lived next to Vietnamese people. There was a nice Vietnamese family. We always had a great relationship. She was never rude to them. She never like said anything like evil necessarily, but she would always refer to them as the Vietnamese. She's like,
That's
oh,
always
she's
see.
like, go
That's
tell the
where
Vietnamese. And I was
I've
like, "Ah,
talked. I've talked about this before. I forget where, but I was always saying we should have we need a racism tier list because
right,
everyone tries to
yeah,
throw racism in one big pot.
a color
And
wheel."
yeah, and what did you say your mom would say
The Vietnamese.
the
If you add the
Vietnamese?
before the if you add the before the ethnicity, it's like the lowest level, I think, racism.
Yeah, and if you come
The lowest.
if you lump her into like white supremacists, that's like throwing fucking someone who was pissing outside in the same jail cell as a murderer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not the same crime. We need a
Right.
racism tier list. Everyone's throwing them all together at the same time.
I think we just adapt because we honestly we don't use the terror color chart anymore. I think we just adapt the terror. We just move it over one. And
Oh
we just have
yeah,
the
fair enough.
lowest level is probably like
Oh yeah,
green
dude. We
or
don't. They're not,
yellow.
dude. It's collecting dust. They're worried about domestic terrorists. We can
Yeah.
take that chart and apply it to
Dude.
racism.
Right. And then we're saving them on the budget, and then we're fixing another problem.
Exactly. They don't like to cut money. They like to reallocate it. It's
You're
a
welcome.
fucking yeah. But but NoFX had some fucking some other great album titles.
Yep.
I heard they
Heavy,
sucked live, which is
Heavy
good.
Petting Zoo is one of my favorites.
The one that always stuck out to me, two that stuck out to me when I was in my great like religion's so fucking stupid, like high school phase.
Yeah.
They had the one where it was never trust a hippie and it was Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
In high school, that fucking ruled. I mean, it still rules. It still rules. But my favorite one was their album Coaster.
Yeah.
That
it was a CD.
It's one of my favorite album titles because it's so self-deprecating where they're just like, don't even fucking listen, just use it as a coaster.
Right. Well, it's also the fact that he owns a record company that has a warehouse filled with just useless, like basically useless media now. Nobody
the
wants
CDs.
yeah, so it's like it's funny because I like the storytelling in that album because it's a lot. I think that was around the time of his divorce. I don't know, or maybe second divorce. And like there's a couple like that's I like sad no effects every once in a while. So I'm excited to see if this final album is going to be they can't just phone it in. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, it can't be just whatever. But
unless they had this recorded before.
They do record heavy. They like Fat Mike is the main songwriter of the group, I believe, if not the only songwriter.
Yeah.
And is quite prolific, but also, a lot of the songs are like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like so it's cool. So I think that what they do is they record big and then they either have like extra stuff for EPs or anything like that. But it's coming out in December. And this is the first EP or this is the first single, I believe, that they released. Darby Crashing Your Party.
Oh, let me ask you about that because I listened to it and I got to be honest, like I don't listen to. So actually, here, let me back it up. So there's there's this band I really like called Counterparts. Have I told you about them?
I don't think so. No.
They're cool because they're like a hardcore band. They throw in a few chugga chuggas. They got some breakdowns, but there's a clear heavy influence in like emo music,
Yeah.
where they get like emotional in a different type of way than your average hardcore band. But I still get to hear breakdowns, so I have a real fun time. They're a great band, but my only problem with them is they have a very expansive catalog, but that catalog, they run into the same problem that Bad Religion runs into. They have a very specific songwriting process, so the songs tend to run into each other. I will say, except the new album's starting to sound like it's like the most expansive album so far. That's just a sidebar for any Counterparts fans. But so I have a similar, because I don't listen to them a lot. I have a similar thing with NoFX where they have a very like, a lot of their songs are like the super fast punk songs. So they start to bleed together. But going back to Counterparts, the more I listen to them, the more I start noticing the differences from song to song. So I got to imagine for a hardcore fan like you're probably very good at noticing the differences and shit. So what did you like about this song? How did it stick out? Like what hit you with this song?
I've only had like one or two like preliminary listens. I haven't actually, because I didn't see, because this was actually released today, right? Was it today or yesterday? No,
I
yeah.
believe it was yesterday.
So I didn't see it until like last night. So like I had done I like to listen. My favorite place to listen to music is in the car on the way anywhere. So
Dude, the car's a good listen.
I'm able to process, especially long drives. And I usually have long drives for work. So that would have been perfect, but I didn't find out. So I'll give it a lot more listens tomorrow. But my first reaction to it is it does kind of remind me of Sad NoFX, some of my favorite NoFX, more melancholy sound.
Yeah.
And I like that theme, but it's also my initial, I don't love the song. My
Oh,
initial feeling
really?
is not necessarily like, not that I hate it or anything, or I think it's bad, but it's like I think it's exactly what you're saying. What I've experienced with NoFX over the years is, yes, they have a lot of songs that are similar, but they have miraculously, in my opinion, been able to avoid the thing that, even like you said, Bad Religion's a great example. Who's another one? I think Ramones are like totally good. There's like three or four each, like
Oh, yeah.
songs that like almost each song sounds like three other songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they start
yeah.
off when you're like, is this Sheena, or is this
Or is this Judy?
Becky, or is this,
Which
are they going
fucking
to high
chick did
school?
you know is a punk rocker?
This one they're sniffing glue, or are they wanting to do something else? Is this what's blitzkrieging, or what's going on here? So it's but no effects, in my opinion. And this is, even though they're my favorite band, it doesn't mean that I'm not critical of them. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
still, there's my least favorite, my favorite albums, stuff like that.
exactly. Yeah.
They've been able to avoid where I'm going like, this sounds like this sounds like this, and this now kind of is like, it doesn't necessarily sound like a song,
Yeah.
but it reminds me of those songs, but it just sounds kind of like, I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
has a very
Maybe
it has a
so
very distinct vibe of
maybe this is the right choice. Maybe if this is the last one, maybe they're not feeling uninspired. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I don't know. Would you? And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's uninspired. I don't mean to say those as my critiques of the song, but I'm saying if that would be a good reason to want to quit or to not go. If you're not feeling it anymore, there doesn't have to be any other reason besides that. If they're not necessarily making art that inspires them to like share it with people, I don't know. I don't know if I would release it still. but but it's interesting to I want to delve more into like the lyrics and stuff like that, because usually I try to take something out of a song of one of theirs, even though I'm not a huge fan of it. Like to say like, what is it? There's a reason they wanted me to hear this, or he wanted
Yeah.
me to hear it, or something like that.
Well,
Whether it be the lyrics or
can I say this about
please.
NoFX? There is this sort of with the frequency of, well, actually, now that I'm looking, I mean, they're pretty frequent on releasing material.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And
for with even with the pandemic, because they did like everybody else and kind of just did like a content release dump, and also did a split with Frank Turner during
yeah,
that time.
Yeah, I'm looking through their Wikipedia, and they're good, whether it's an album or an EP or whatever. Like
And that's what I'm saying. They have a ton of EPs. Like I think they just kind of record song. Like they have
yeah.
songs banked.
But what I'm trying to say is like I think there's this thing with NoFX where they're good for an album or they're good for new music like every year. So there is almost like there's a lot less pressure on a NoFX release because you know there's just going to be, if it's not the best, you know there's going to be more. And you know, like every year you're going to get some more music. I think with this, it's a little bit different because it feels so final. So it actually feels like there's more pressure on it to be good.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, because I do feel more critical of it.
Yeah.
If this is going to be your final, like this is your final, and not saying like this, but it's also like I would like to. They've for somebody that's done something as cool as like the Decline, or and then even to add to it by having the orchestra performing with them at Red Rocks and other places as well. Like that's a fucking cool, interesting thing. It's not they're not the first. I understand that.
Yeah.
But for a punk band to do that, that's fucking really cool, and it sounded amazing.
Yeah, I think so.
So to have maybe again, I don't mean it to. It's just I honestly I'll be honest with you, Andy. Can I be honest with you?
Pat, I would expect nothing less from you.
I don't fucking like when Fat Mike writes songs about punk music. It's so fucking corny to me, and it bugs the shit out of me. And that I think that's what the problem is, because I just Darby crashing your party. I think he's writing about Darby Crash, who's I believe the lead singer of TSOL or the Germs. Darby Crash, I believe was the Germs. I believe he died as well. I'm almost certain he died.
Mm.
Are you did you type it in?
I'm looking up the lyrics.
No, I'm looking up Doritos. What were you saying about something about
I'm ordering shit on Grubhub.
but no, and like like there's another song, I think it was off the last album, I think, or maybe self-entitled, and it was called Sid and Nancy. Like there's a couple ones where he's just like, this one's about fucking 80s punk rock bands. It's just like, shut the fuck up.
There is a lot of
I really don't like those.
they're because like Fat Mike has definitely a vibe of like being really like aloof and like nihilistic and like whatever, man, nothing fucking matters or whatever. But he does low key on a consistent basis do like don't forget I'm punk.
He stands punk, dude. He stands classic punk, current punk. He is I appreciate.
He's constantly reaffirming that he has cred.
Yeah, and it's like I get it. Yeah, you knew about Darby Crash, or you knew this, or Sid and Nancy, or whatever. Like
it's like you're fucking Fat Mike, dude. Cool. We all know you're punk.
You're gonna be great for documentaries for like the next 20 years.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna be great. You've lived an incredible life.
Yeah,
but like this is not. So if it's Darby crashing your party, it's just kind of like, this doesn't, as far as this is our final opus, and it's Darby crashing your party. It's kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like I kind of want to, but who cares? They're punk.
Well, so here's the thing, though,
right?
Yeah, Andy,
did you know that?
My Fat Mike let me know once or twice, but here's actually the funny part where it kind of like insulates them from that critique, where it is always the like who cares or whatever about shit. It's like this defense mechanism from too much critique. Oh, I wanted to say this though, because here's the thing though, you are going to get a lot of music because it is in fact, and going back to the title names, this is the point we got off track from that I was going to say is I enjoy this because the title of it is just double album. It's just a very like matter of fact thing about it. I wanted to read you this quote because this is why I love Fat Mike, because he's always hilarious. But he goes, I wanted to do a double album because there are no good ones out there. He goes, Pink Floyd's The Wall is about it. Quadrophenia is okay, I guess, if you're a Who fan. Definitely not the Beatles' White Album. Hilarious. Him letting you know he's punk. Beatles are not good, very punk rock. But this part made me laugh. He goes, I don't think anybody else has made good double albums. And then just out of nowhere, just calls out 3 bands, just goes, certainly not Husker Du, Minutemen, or Smashing Pumpkins. Just out of nowhere, he's like, fuck Husker Du, fuck Minutemen, fuck the Smashing Pumpkins. I'm Fat Mike, I'm out.
Dude, that makes me feel so. Dude, I thumbs down a Minuteman song yesterday. That makes me feel good. That came out yesterday, and and I thumbed down a minute. I was listening to Spotify, and they're like, "Hey, you want to listen to this?" I'm like, nah.
Absolutely not.
That's
What's
hilarious.
the minute?
Yeah.
What's like the big Minuteman song?
I don't know. Vietnam.
I've heard about Minuteman. I remember like a bunch of hipsters I didn't like in high school loved the Minuteman, and I decided to never listen to them because of that.
Just to be clear, just to hang up this phone, the Germs was the band that Darby Crash was the lead singer in.
Gotcha.
With that Pat Smear. Did you know that?
No, I did not know
Pat
that.
Smear from Foo Fighters.
Oh,
He's the one that didn't. He's the live guy.
He's the one who's still breathing.
Yeah. He's the guy, and he. You know the extra guitar player that they throw in every once in a while, like the third guy. He used to be in the Germs.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that crazy? The fucking Germs guitar player is in fucking Foo Fighters now. Wow.
I'd be so happy if I was in the Germs because I think you get to a certain age where you're like, yo, fuck artistic integrity. And I'm not saying joining the Foo Fighters is selling out.
Yeah.
Because like we said, we were shitting on them last week, but we both like the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
My whole point is like you realize, I think you get to a certain age and you like punk rock, you start to realize punk rock ethics don't pay your bills real well.
Right.
And then to have a moment where the Foo Fighters want you to play guitar for you, you're like, oh, thank fucking Christ.
You know what's funny though? Get this. That's the second punk guitar player that's in that band. You know that what's his face? The other guitar player, Chris, I think his name is, was a guitar player in No Use for a Name, and is I believe still a guitar player in Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Really? Really?
Yeah. They're punk poaching all over the place.
No shit. Foo Fighters is punk as fuck.
Punk AF. Absolutely. That's why the drummer died.
No shit. He's too punk rock.
Yeah, punk as fuck. But I think
R.I.P. T-Dog.
Yeah. All due respect to that guy. The whole NoFX thing though is like them writing songs that they want to write or doing songs, whatever. This is like you said, if it's a double album, they put out before 46 or 47 songs that weren't good enough to go on other albums, which included old EPs that they re-recorded all one take, which was awesome. They re-recorded the Surfer EP, which is an awesome EP, all one take in the studio. And also a bunch of songs that were featured on compilations and stuff like that weren't on full-length albums.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it's going to be about 46 or 47 songs, but all unreleased songs.
This one,
yeah. If it's a double album, yeah.
Nah, I'm guessing it's just going to be like 20 new songs.
But think about it. If it's a double album, it's got to be close to 50 songs because they're like 1 or 2 minute songs.
No, the fucking album. Wait, where is it? Let me pull it up. They have the track.
2 minutes and 24 seconds.
They have the track listing for this album. It's 10.
Really? It's only 20 songs?
Well, no, they got 10 songs I'm looking at right here. Unless they're trolling and calling a single album a double album.
Oh, those guys, they got us again. Those punks.
But either way, I'm still somewhat excited for this, but I hear you on the
I want 30 more songs.
30 more songs?
37 more songs.
Or I want my goddamn money back.
Yeah, and I haven't even paid for it. I do. By the way, NoFX is still a band that I still NoFX Every Time I Die. I think that's it. Or the only bands that I still pay for albums.
Really?
Refuse. Yeah.
Did you buy the last Every Time I Die album?
Yes. It's on my phone.
Oh, you downloaded it.
Oh, yeah. Like I purchase it. I don't just stream it. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say if I buy shit, I'd buy the vinyl of it.
I usually try to buy, if I do buy it though, with this one probably I will buy the T-shirt,
Yeah.
you get the whole pack with
Do
it.
you still get the CD?
Yeah, why not?
See,
I like getting the CD that comes with the digital download. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like the same thing as like a dude, Andy. I'm telling you, what you want to get when you're buying movies, if you ever buy a movie, is you go out and you buy the Blu-ray DVD double pack because also usually there's a digital download, so you get all
mm-hmm.
three.
No, I hear you.
And
I
if
buy.
you're
I
ever lending it out, you lend out the DVD because if it never comes back, who fucking cares?
No, I hear you. I hear you. I buy all my movies from 2013. I get my time machine. I go back to 2013. I buy all my
Go to
movies there.
Walmart, you go digging through that fucking basket.
Nah, we do mad fucking rentals at our place. We just rent them off Amazon because truthfully, most
Oh, because you love
movies,
Bezos.
yeah, I love them to death. Most movies I watch once. Like the vast majority of movies I'm gonna watch once, so we usually rent them.
I buy it like if I know I'm gonna buy it. If it's like a movie that I know I'm gonna rewatch, I'll buy it and I'll buy
Yeah.
the combo pack. But if it's an album of a band that I love or something like that, I'll buy. Especially if I see them live. Usually, I'll try
Yeah.
to buy it. Also, Propaganda was another one. I forgot about
Mm.
Propaganda.
Well,
Last one I bought was Victory Lap.
I'd be buying more. I should buy vinyl actually, because I am when we get because we live in like a mid small to mid sized apartment right now. When we
Yeah.
eventually get like a townhouse or a house, I am gonna have like my space, like my studio, and there will be a record player there. So,
You know,
truthfully, I should start buying vinyl.
you know what's so funny? I heard somebody I heard somebody complaining recently. They're like, somebody tried to sell me a CD the other day. They're like, I don't have a fucking CD player in my car. What the fuck is this? Like 2001? And then like two sentences later, they're talking about how they bought some new vinyl. And I was like, do you have a fucking record player in your car? Like, what the fuck?
Also, I get the point they're trying to make, but there were CD players in cars way later than
Yeah,
2001.
what the fuck are you talking about? CDs are why are CDs bad? They're compact discs. It legitimately.
Here's the thing about CDs. They
Oh, here we go.
feel
Here we go.
how dare you?
Here we go.
How dare you?
Go ahead.
Oh, can
ahead.
I?
Go ahead.
Here's the thing about CDs is music is a very emotional experience. It's very flowery and lovey and like, you're in the clouds and it's all about feelings and stuff like that. CDs reek of capitalism. And I'm not one to shit on capitalism. That's not what I'm saying.
Capitalism.
Love it. I'll mouth kiss capitalism.
Yeah. Open mouth.
Open. Open. I'll give a little rub on the booty if that's what you're into.
I saw at your wedding with you and your Uncle Sam.
That was fucking private, Patrick.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Cut that out.
Are
we live?
But no, here's the thing though. But like when it comes to music, like when I'm listening to music, I'm a love child fucking commie, dude. Like, and I need vinyl and something all emotional and flowery and shit. And CDs, they're sharp edges, they're loud. Like if you take a vinyl and throw it on the ground, it just sounds like a foot. How
many times have you done that?
Constantly. I have severe anger issues.
Fucking love this album. Oh.
But no, for real, if you take a vinyl and you throw it flat on the ground and you get a little, but if you throw a CD on the ground, it's like clang, 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 clang. Oppress the poor, clang, clang, clang.
Wow.
You're like, oh my God, my Andrew WK CD said that?
Oh my God, I thumbs down an Andrew WK song yesterday too. What is going on here?
Yeah, that's fair. He had like 2 albums.
It was another song about partying that wasn't the song about partying that everyone likes. And I was like,
dude,
I got it.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with Andrew WK.
The other one.
Do the first 3 about partying.
Let's talk about a party. It's a party. Come on.
Well, here's the thing on that album, I Get Wet, that got big. He had like 3 songs about partying, but it was like his first introduction to everyone else. So we loved it.
Yeah.
But then like 2 songs later, you still have party in the title. You're like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, you're still partying? Like, why is your nose broken? Like, were you just go to bed?
Go to sleep, you
Go to
coke.
sleep, Andrew.
Go to sleep, you fucking cokehead. Go rest your head on Kat Dennings' fat tits and go to bed.
He's with Kat Dennings?
Yeah, dude, he gets to suck her tits every night.
God damn.
Yeah.
Wow. That's exactly what he does too.
Yeah, he's just like,
Like you have to.
it's time to party, and we will party hard.
He's like, yeah. She's like, yes, sweetie, it's time to party. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're a big party boy. Go to bed. Party. Yeah, dude.
How did we get on this?
Yeah, so NOFX has a new album. Let's take a fucking break real quick. Hey guys, thanks for listening. On this little break, I want to tell you to check out dope ass band. I think they're called Foxjaw, Phoxjaw. They came up on my Discover Weekly this morning, and I was jamming out to them while I was making some breakfast and shit. The song specifically is called Trophies in the Attic. They are a very chill yet rambunctious band. I like them a lot. This is my first taste of them, and I really fucking enjoyed them. So that again is Foxjaw, Phoxjaw, and the song was Trophies in the Attic. Go check it out. All right, let's get back to the episode. All right, we tried to take a break to forget about Kat Dennings' tits. No dice.
Never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
Salute
though.
I'm sorry, but thank you.
Sorry we're being so disrespectful, but salute to your wife, Andrew WK.
That's a party.
It's a fucking party. That is a party.
That's a fucking party.
Got the two broke girls? Two girls working at a diner?
We need to take another break.
Two girls working at a diner? Why is their apartment so big?
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
All right. Let's hop into this. Let me show you this actually. Pat, let's talk about this. Are you familiar with The Ghost Inside?
Well, Andy, I'm pretty well sure you know, damn well sure I ain't.
Yo, that was a fuck. I felt like I was ice skating and I was wobbling. And I was like, I'm definitely landing on fucking nose first. And then that burp was me like getting my footing back. That was crazy.
I just landed a triple axle, brother. No, I'm familiar with the name, and I probably know some hits, but I'm not very familiar with the news or current events.
Well, here, let me show you.
Tell me more, Daddy-O.
Let me show you this video, real quick. Do you see anything interesting?
Do you like that when I call you Daddy-O? By the way.
Yeah, I got really hard. But no, check this shit out.
Hey. Does he have a foot? Does he not have a leg? But it's still moving. It's still moving. Does he have like a trigger?
What?
Does he have like a little trigger under there?
No, he just creates a lot of force with that nub, dude.
Damn. Look at that nub.
Yeah.
That nub is blazing, brother.
Yeah, so I saw this today. I immediately I was like, I think this is wild. So if you don't know, what year? I forget what year it was. I was still living with my parents, so it would have been maybe like 2014 or 2015. I don't think I met Steph yet, so it probably would have been sometime between like 2013 to 2015. No, probably
my parents. Ma. What?
Ma, the meatloaf. Fuck.
No. Is it so? Is it like is it diabetes or what? Like,
no.
Is this a Def Leppard situation?
No, but I'm just trying. Oh yeah, it was 2015.
Okay.
It was 2015. The Ghost Inside got in a brutal bus accident.
Damn.
Yeah, they got a brutal bus accident, and it was wild because they're a fucking like heavy metalcore band. Lots of breakdowns, lots of shit. And the big thing as a drummer, like a lot of them got fucked up, but the big thing that stuck out to me was the drummer lost his leg. And the big thing was like, how's he gonna fight? He literally lost his bass drum leg.
Yeah.
And I was like, how's he?
Where was he sitting? I'm looking at some pictures now.
Where was he sitting? I think he literally said he was sleeping in his bunk and then woke up to like the wreckage.
Ugh.
Oh, and to
That's actually
anyone,
not bad, right?
what?
That's okay, right? See here, look at this. But you're familiar with it, right?
Yeah, no, you said that's not that bad. Pat, they all lost body parts.
Seems pretty bad. I mean,
He
but
got
like
neurological damage in his hands, Pat.
and look, it says July 15th, 2019. It's been nearly 4 years since metalcore practitioners The Ghost Inside suffered the tragic bus accident that resulted in the death of the driver, you didn't even mention, as well as serious injuries for many band members, including drummer Andrew. You got that? You want to say that? To Zach?
No, I don't know how to say that.
Zach, who had his leg amputated. So he didn't necessarily lose it. He gave it up to the hospital for payment. So is it so what how does he so how's he so I think there's a little drum trigger under his little nebby thing there.
Oh yeah, so for the listeners too, so he loses he doesn't have his right leg, and he has this trigger that's basically, it's fucking fascinating, dude. It's like here, let me pull the video up again and we can like watch it.
Now that I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
We can like watch it and talk about it again. Talk about it some more. But yeah, if you look at the video here, it's fucking fascinating. There's like a trigger. There's a trigger on the seat that he hit. He's basically playing the bass drum with his thigh.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's like hitting something, like it's hitting down, and that's like just hitting the pedal,
there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, if I don't know, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay. Well, no. Sometimes when this shit like transfers over, you can't actually see my pointer. But I think there's like a lever going down here that's hitting the bass drum. Because so they're wait, let me look. Oh fuck, what's the name of the goddamn drum? Oh, that's right here. Cocktail drum set. Let me pull this up. Cocktail. Yeah. Wait, let me see if there's a video of them explaining it. I learned about this in music in college when I was doing jazz band and shit. But there's this thing called the cocktail drum set, and they would use it back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Give me a shot of his fucking bass drum. That's the thing I want to see.
Is it underneath there?
Yeah. God,
right here.
That's not a good view. Let me try to pull up a better view of this. But yeah, no. So, I mean, not back in the day. Actually, I'm wrong about that. Still, right now, they would. So a lot of these groups, I forget specifically where it originated, but it would be in like tropical settings where they would have like a busy bar, and it would be they wouldn't, like, the band wouldn't have a lot of space, so they reconfigured the drum sets so there would be no bass drum, and they would put I believe they would put a drum head on the bottom of a floor tom. Here, okay, this video has a way clearer version of it, but they would put a drum head on the bottom of a floor tom, and basically the floor tom would also be the bass drum.
Oh yeah.
So here, let me give you a little sound on this. Yeah.
Es gibt eine interessante Einstellung, und zwar haben wir
einmal. Oh my God.
Here, this is America, brother. Why don't you hit one of those cymbals?
Yeah, why don't you play a goddamn freedom march on that goddamn snare drum?
Got a cymbal for you right here, brother. In Gallows we trust.
Exactly. But so yeah. I wonder,
something like it's like a little spring loaded. It's like even like those things like when the people have like the one man band and they have like the thing where like they can use their knees to bang like cymbals together, and then like they have like the bass drum here, but then they can also kick something up. Like
it's like that Mary Poppins shit. Oh, the point I was
trick.
Yeah, what?
Little carny trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Freak show.
But no,
I'm just kidding.
No, all carnies are freaks. Let it be known.
Like us.
Pat George thinks that. But no, I was, the reason I was bringing all that up is I was wondering if that's what he's using to do that. But as a drummer, I gotta say, dude, I give him major props for like for like fucking figuring this out, because it's fucking crazy, because it's got like, as a drummer who's okay at double bass, like I can do simple, like if we were doing a breakdown like dun 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 like some simple breakdown, I'd be able to get it, but not some of the shit they're doing on Ghost Inside songs. I don't know if you've really you ever really listened to them, but like he gets it in. He gets it in on the drums.
So you're saying multiple band members had like lost limbs, or they lost?
So I was looking at that article, and I might be wrong about that. He lost a limb, and I think a lot of dudes got really fucked up. But I think he was the only one who, which is kind of, which thank God. I never thought about this. Thank God none of the guitarists lost their fucking arms. It's hard enough, because that's got to be fucking wild. Like I was like, do you know the band Touche Amore?
Yeah, I think you've told me about them.
I was thinking about this with that band, and this applies to like a lot of these, especially once you get into the more specific genres. Like Touche Amore is like, they're like this artsy hardcore punk, like a very specific genre. And like you listen to the singer, and he has a very specific way of yelling and everything like that. And you're like, it's not like transferable. I realized this when, of all people, the old drummer of Senses Fail went to Rancid. And I'm like, someone would be like, but he was in an emo band. How's he going to play punk? And you're like, the skills transfer. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's timing, stupid.
But here's the thing. And I yeah, for real though.
Idiot.
But at the same time, like if you were in an emo band, the skills wouldn't necessarily transfer to like a hardcore band per se. Right. But it might be surprising to some people that emo drum skills are actually it's literally just punk rock but less aggressive.
Yeah.
But like, so if you look at the dude from Touche Amore, you almost look at that like, and nah, let's not play music because we might get the video fucking whatever. Just look up Touche Amore. He's got a what?
Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna ask a question about Ghost Inside.
Here, but like I listened to the dude from Touche Amore, and I'm like, he's like one of the ultimate artists because his skills are not very transferable. He does his like his songwriting is very poetic, and he does it over this hardcore punk music in his very specific way of yelling, and it's not like I said, the dude in the emo band can go to the punk band. This guy can only do this in this setting. You know what I mean?
There's only one dimensional,
dude. And it's very, and I'm saying this like as a dude who fucking loves his band, and like thinking about that makes me appreciate the band more. But you think about these dudes who have like like how scary is that thought of like you devoted your whole life to playing guitar. This is all you know how to do. It's the only way you like. It's like the only way you know how to make money, and then you just lose it.
Dude,
in a car accident. It has to be so fucking scary.
I think about that. Okay, so think about this, Andy. Like this is the level we're talking about anxiety and mental health earlier, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later on. But I don't know, I'm doing Trump hands and shit. But we were talking about that.
Losing your leg is fucking huge, and it was China.
If guy lost his leg, and I said, "Wow, guy doesn't have one leg."
Look at this guy lost his leg. That's why guy lost his leg.
No, I this is the level of my anxiety, right? So I think about like the accident prone people, like people that are like, oh, I spent my whole life doing something and I rely on my hands.
You see my bruise?
I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm accident prone. Me and Lemaire were, after the podcast, we're walking to get cigs, and I hit a pole.
You ran right into it?
Right into it, dude.
You dumb fuck. But but there was a I think about that, but think about this, right? Think about how many musicians like have hobbies that they enjoy, like jujitsu or something like that, where like if like somebody accidentally falls on your hand and you break your hand or you break your arm or your bicep or some shit, and that's it. It's a wrap, dude. Like you can't. Bicep is a little bit, surprisingly enough, if you tear your bicep away from your fucking bone, it is surprisingly manageable, and you can actually hold off on surgery for a while.
Really?
But it's still one of those injury, and it's a pretty common injury, I think, in jiu-jitsu, is like bicep stuff.
No shit.
arm, but like shoulder, like a lot of times
Like the
knees,
head, shoulders, knees, and
legs.
toes. Knees and toes, knees and toes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
But but I think about that, like
Fucking got your ass.
you could get your fucking roasted me, dude. Damn. But no, you
Hey,
can
Pat.
get injured.
Hey, Pat.
What?
Hey, Pat.
Huh?
Fuck you.
You can fuck up your day. You can fuck up your career just doing the things you love, not just like a horrible accident. It could just be like, oh, I'm gonna go get some nice exercise. Oh, I fell down and I broke my fucking hand.
Well, I was talking to when we were doing a podcast one time at Gas Digital. I was talking to some of the producers, and they were saying that the one show on Gas Digital, Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, with Big J and Ralph Sutton. They were saying that it's actually fucking hard to get musicians physically in studio because they don't want to, even though COVID's not as big of a deal anymore, they still don't want to get it because you could really fuck up your tour if you get sick on tour.
Your endurance, your voice, it could be your general health, the health of your team, the people, all that shit. Yeah, it's fucked up.
So it's like hard to, because like that's the crazy part. You gotta think beyond.
Well, this is Joe Biden's America, Andy, and I guess now we all see what it's like.
Yeah, Joe Biden took this guy's life.
Thanks a lot, Joe, for COVID. I saw COVID the other day, and a little sticker next to it that said, "I did that."
That's stupid.
Do you guys have that?
I think I saw it like one. No, I know what you're saying on the gas
Probably
pump.
a central PA thing. Yeah. Well, they do it on gas pumps. There's like fucking billboards with it out here.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, it's weird. I think Jersey is more.
Yeah, it's not gonna be as much.
I forget. Did PA go red last election?
It like I think it was blue, but like it's fucking red. It did not change. Like there's still the red just got louder. The blue just kind of was like, all right, we won, whatever. And it's kind of it's the same thing. And next year it'll be a different color. It doesn't matter. It's just team shit. But there's a ton of fuck Biden flags all over Hanover, and like I see it all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry. Oh wait,
well,
no, that's the Republican primary. I'm trying to see in the
update the flags. I'll tell you what, Trump's merch, fucking or whatever that. I guess I'm assuming it's all Trump's just merch, but his salespeople or whatever his newsletter is, they're on it, dude. These people are updating their flags every couple months. They're like getting a new, like it was fuck Biden, then it was like the censored fuck Biden, and then it was
dude, that's
blues, and then it was like Trump 2024, and you're like, oh come on,
that's a whole not to go political, and we'll go back to music in a second, but that's a whole fucking hilarious thing with the Trump campaign is they every couple months they pick a new thing where they're like, we really need to fundraise for this, and then like so we could spend money on this, and they're like, did you spend money on that? They're like, we're on to the next thing. Don't fucking worry about it.
But what about this though, right?
Yeah. Shut up. Are you gay? Are you gay? Is that what you're asking? It's probably because you're gay, and all the Trump people are like, I'm not fucking gay. Here's more of my money, Daddy Trump.
Dude, remind me to tell you about a new thing I've been doing lately that's fucking hilarious. That's regarding gays. I don't want to do it.
I have been blowing them.
It's
so funny.
Don't give away my joke, dude.
When they blasted me, I LOL so hard.
Have you seen the tape? I just uploaded it.
I have. I fucking blasted, dude. All right, let's take a quick break and get the fuck back and finish out and mock people with mental health issues. All right, be right back.
Hey guys, it's Pat from Drag the Lake. Thanks for listening to this episode. I got a suggestion for you. If you want to get hyped for anything that you need to get ready for, I suggest you listen to my most recent best hype song. It's My Buick Live Sesh by Lewis Cole.
No, I agree, dude. Trump was robbed. But anyway, back to this part of the podcast. Hey, Pat, how you doing, buddy?
Sounds good to me, Andy.
A-okay in my book. All right, let's get into this last topic. I wanted to talk about this because I feel like I've been seeing this a lot more. And this is a very interesting topic that I actually have. I'm very curious about your opinion on this, because you are Captain Hot Takes, and I would really like you to just be honest and insensitive as possible, because that's what you're fucking good for over here, Pat. But is that a take?
I had one right here.
Are you cooking up a take?
Yeah, I had one right here, and I just fucking
put some gloves on.
Ouch!
Put some gloves on for that take, Patty.
I'll use a paper towel.
But you can't hold it for too long, or else the heat will transfer through.
Don't get that sumbitch wet.
Who you talking about? My wife?
About Andy?
I don't please her. I don't please her for a minute.
Only once, buddy.
I come. Not you, bitch. I come. Okay, you can come a little. Not a lot, though.
Not a lot, though. Stop. She starts. Stop. Stop.
Too much coming. You bitch. Anyway, God damn it.
This is back on track, by the way. What have you been hearing about, Andy?
Oh, you want to hear what's up?
Yeah.
No.
What's in the news today?
I forget what it was, but I saw some band had to like cancel. I forget, because I've been following. I've been doing a lot more Reddit. I've been trying not to like just be. I've identified the absolute mental health drain that Twitter is. So I've been trying to get off that and going on Reddit, because there's just something about Reddit where there's more of like a discussion. Like there's more encouragement of real discussion. It's not just like what's your fucking hot edgelord take in 140 characters. So I've been on Reddit. I think someone either posed a question or posted about some band's tour getting canceled. And like, I feel like I've been seeing, like we talked about with Every Time I Die and shit. And I've been seeing it more with, some bands where they're like, I feel like they're quicker to cancel some shit for like mental health reasons. And I gotta be honest, I'm very mixed about it.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Because on one hand, I get it. I've had some pretty rough mental health days.
Yeah.
I've had some pretty rough mental health days, and I totally get it. And I can see like you're on the board, you're kind of on the border of fucking sanity, and probably not the best thing for you is to go to fucking bars every fucking night to play shows. You know what I mean? To like live in a van, to do shit like that. But then there's the other part of me. Like, I remember, I think this was off the pod. We were talking about like Jordan Peterson. He gets a lot of hate, but it's like, here's the short version of what we were talking about is like, he gets a lot of hate, and I get some of it to some degree, but also on the flip side, he's helping incels not be the fucking worst. So give the guy some goddamn credit. But then I started thinking about like Jordan. You remember when Jordan Peterson had his big benzos thing? And I'm not going to act like I know the ins and outs of fucking getting off benzos. But I remember I was listening to his podcast for a while then. And it was like this fucking year-long thing of like, I wake up and it takes me 2 hours to get out of bed and all this other stuff. And I believe all that is real. But then I started thinking, I'm like, yeah, but what's the version like where you work at a factory?
Yeah. How is this relatable? How does this translate?
But no, I'm just saying, like, I think having that like leeway, like these bands have this leeway. A dude like Jordan Peterson has this leeway. Like, I think, like, I'll put it this way. I've literally been at work and I'm having a fucking panic attack. And I'm literally in my heart, I'm like, I need to go home. But then I start realizing, I'm like, you don't have enough vacation time. This will fuck up your overtime. Literally, like, it's very important. So what I do is I realize I can't leave work right now. It doesn't make sense to leave work right now. So I fucking find an area and I take about 15 minutes to myself. And I just wonder, it's like, it's just a curious sort of like thought experiment. I'm not even trying to throw out right or wrong or whoever. I'm not trying to be like these bands are being fucking pussies, but it's like this thing of, you almost got to wonder, like, if these bands didn't have the option to cancel the tour, would they cancel the tour?
I've got the answer right here.
Hit me with it, baby.
Ready for this hot take?
Ready. I'm ready.
This is, hold on. Let me work it up.
Give me a hot take.
whoever was still watching is not watching anymore. So it's just
Like,
me and you.
someone's
We can say
watching
whatever
this,
we
like,
want.
someone's watching this like, I don't think they take mental health seriously.
No, okay. So I think this is absolutely prevalent, and we're seeing huge bands that arguably had no other issues breaking up because of it, because of one or more people's reaction to members
Yeah.
because it's not saying necessarily it's mental health is the issue. It's about dealing with it and processing it
Yeah.
because you have no other option. So you find your, by the way, for me, when I was working back in Florida in the warehouse and the medical supply place, when I was doing deliveries and stuff, if
You
I
would
was
just
out
steal
on the road,
drugs to chill out.
no, I wouldn't steal drugs. I would just do my own drugs, but I would go to the bathroom. I would go to the bathroom in the back of the warehouse, and I would just pretend like I took like 15 shits a day because because I would just need those like times. Just to be
Ooh,
like,
IBS strikes again.
oh boy, I shouldn't have that. Hail, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so, but
That's how unhealthy you eat. You couldn't on the fly think of healthy food that provides a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
Just say any vegetable, Pat.
Carrots.
You just said broccoli.
Broccoli. If you wanted me to say broccoli, just tell me to say broccoli. Andy.
You like barely got out the word kale and bailed.
Kale. No. But like you have those breathers. So I think what these bands need to start doing is you can't just, it can't be that excuse anymore. You can't cancel shows because of mental health. If it's actually mental health, and I'll get to that part in a second. If it's actually mental health,
yeah,
you need to build into your tour ways that you can process your mental health. So like because you're going to have to do it in life, and it's an important lesson to learn in general, and it's a good habit to start having, that you can have this issue where, like, if you're Adam Levine, you would text a yoga instructor,
jerk off a little bit more.
Yeah, just
but
jerk
you
off
don't
a little
text.
bit more. You know what I mean? There's adjustments that you could make in your tour schedule or something like that, whether it's be travel more, or make sure that there's a meditation tent that you have, or something. Like legitimately, it may sound weird, but like that's the adjustment you have to make, because if you think about it, if you fly to Cleveland and then you cancel a show because of mental health, you're still in Cleveland. Is that anything better for your mental health? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that better? Is that the answer?
Yeah, I don't know. I get
out of Cleveland, get in there, hang out with the people that you love, and get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I think the problem might be, and we're both, neither of us have been in touring bands, so this is just a guessing game.
Oh, I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
Really?
Like the whole world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that you were in
Motley Crue.
That's right. You're Tommy
Lee.
I forgot. My fault. My fault.
I changed my last name. Now I'm Tommy Lee Jones. No relation to Casey.
Working on transitioning to John Jones.
Damn, that's a good damn. Fuck. I was like, damn, I was proud of how many references I had there. I was like, damn, that's pretty good. I was about to brag about how many references I had.
By the way,
me in the face with the third one.
By the way, I got to tell you a hilarious moment of Lemaire being ridiculous because after we finished Panties, we were playing UFC 4. That's like the new thing.
Yeah.
Because like Nate's getting pretty good at it, and Lemaire's like, "I'll beat your ass, Nate." And then we play some UFC 4, and I was playing Lemaire, and he was we were doing heavyweight.
Who are you?
Well, I was about to pick Ngannou because like he's just my favorite heavyweight. But then I go, that's cheating.
The champ. Yeah, you can't be the champ. You got to pick somebody else.
I go, that's cheating. And Lemaire's like, nah, don't worry about it. You pick Ngannou. So I pick Ngannou, and then I play, and then I beat Lemaire as Ngannou.
Who was he?
I forget. He was a white dude. I forget his name. But then, so Lemaire's mad because I beat him as Ngannou. And I was like, I'm going to beat you as Ngannou. Like, I'm okay at this game, and I'm Ngannou. I'm going to beat you as Ngannou. And then I'm playing Nate, and I go, let's go light heavyweight. So then I go to pick John Jones, and Lemaire immediately goes, that's cheating. I was like, I wasn't cheating last round. Then you lost, so I guess it's cheating now.
And technically, John Jones is not the light heavyweight champion. It's Yuri Prohaska.
Yeah, no, but
Oh,
John Jones is still John Jones though.
I mean, he hasn't fought for 2 years. We don't know.
He might
I
take.
can't even say that with a straight face. You could have been John Jones at heavyweight too.
Yeah. Speaking of,
So if it's John Jones, this is a fun offshoot. If it's John Jones, versus Ngannou, who's cheating then?
probably still Ngannou.
You think?
Maybe John Jones is better endurance than is Ngannou's endurance still bad?
He
He got better though.
He went 5 rounds with Cyril Gane. So
Because do you remember? Yeah, you're right. But do you remember his fight right after? Oh, when he fought Stipe.
Yeah.
Like, dude, when they got into the third, he was sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be a matter. You're talking about the first time he fought Stipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second time he fought Stipe, he knocked him out in the second. so it's like it's one of those things that he doesn't usually have to break a sweat. So it's a situation where I understand that his foolishness, Lemaire's foolishness. I think who do you think would win in a fight in Ngannou versus Lemaire?
That's tough. Francis Ngannou versus Lemaire Lee.
If Ngannou doesn't take a mental health day.
Wait, what
he
are they
shows
playing?
up that day.
Are they playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Link or are they fighting?
You're right. Yeah. I didn't pick the dojo.
You didn't specify which fight.
Playing Street Fighter Turbo.
But yeah, I guess basically what we're trying to get at is like if you take mental health days, you're a pussy, and that's what you said.
Look, no, honestly, no,
no, I'm being funny.
Legitimately, in all seriousness, there is an element of, hey, we all got shit going on, pussy. Try to figure it out, because like, well, if you chose the career that is the touring performer and you're touring and not performing, or you're not touring or not performing, like,
yeah,
you chose a career. Like, what do you want us to do? Like,
you know where this kind of stems from is just like, well, once again, that point
there's resources. There's lots of resources available. So.
Yeah. It's like that point I made earlier with like in reference to Jordan Peterson. I'm still like a Jordan Peterson fan and shit. Like I'm not like fuck the guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But like still like hearing that kind of shit, I gotta be honest. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but my first initial reaction is just like, yeah, dude, you can afford to fucking not have it together for a year.
Yeah.
Dude, try to kick benzos when you're fucking living paycheck to paycheck. And so it kind of like, and I'm not acting like I have the fucking toughest life. I by far do not. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying when I hear someone like JP kind of going off on shit like that, and then I see these bands where it's like, it's like, I don't know, dude. I get that it's rough, but like, you play songs for a living. I don't know. Yeah. And there is a part of me, and I might be being a little emotional about this, but like with fucking Every Time I Die, there is a part of me where I'm just like, and I feel like last time we talked about it, I put a lot of blame on Keith, and I do got to imagine, I'm sure there's other shit that the rest of the band did, but Keith was the most public about it. But there was this one, because I was gonna go, we were talking about it. We were considering, I was definitely going to go, and you were maybe going to come with me to go see him in fucking Jersey in March.
Yeah.
After the album came out. And then you see like they break up over, it's like you guys have been a band for what, like 20 fucking years?
Yeah.
However fucking long.
Because of not communicating.
Yeah, and you break up over like this shit.
How's their communication breakdown over, like, especially with somebody that had the relationship they did? How I'll ask you this, and I'll double down on your point. How is it that the fucking drummer from Ghost Inside can still do his fucking job with one less leg?
God damn, that's a good point.
Talk to somebody, go on fucking Lyra or what's a Headspace, or what's another talk therapist, whatever.
I get what you're saying.
Or let me give. Hold on, 3 more examples.
Yeah, let me name every fucking Pat. We get it. We got it at Headspace. Keep it
Trying
moving.
to get them sponsors. But if you go to any of those
Dude,
places,
that would be great. Be great. Are you in a band and you're a fucking pussy? Use promo code Drag the Lake at headspace.com to fucking get through
Try
your
it.
tour, bitch.
try Drag the Lake 60. I don't know. You know,
That would be great if you just fucking tried Drag the Lake DTL 60 and it just worked.
yeah. Try the promo code for Lyra or Headspace or any of those shits.
Yeah.
But like legitimately, with the resources available and how unstigmatized mental health is, especially with artists, like not overall in the country by far. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but as far as with artists and as far as with this generation and a lot of the youth, like they do understand that you need mental health days, sure, but also like for the most part, they still are like, now you've bummed out how many fucking people. Like I'm not trying to get, and that sound again, it sounds bad because it sounds like we're trying to guilt people with this or whatever, but legitimately, you planned the tour, you have this career. We're both in a profession that the best case scenario is pretty much every weekend we would be in another city performing for complete strangers.
Yeah.
A couple times a night.
Yeah.
For like multiple nights. So that's what our pursuit is. I understand that a lot of times people go, it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but like we're both mentally ill people as well. You know what I mean? And like I think we somehow figure it out. Like
that's the other part.
You have the obligation. If you've made the obligation, you've made the fucking commitment. Like you gotta figure out a way to do this.
Well, dude, that kind of goes to the other part I was thinking about, where there's a lot of
you.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. No, I'm gonna say this, and people might think I'm a fucking dickhead, but I think I'm fucking right, because I spend a lot of, because I'm a fucking psycho. You know, yeah. I'm crazy. Great. I'm anxious all the time. I'm a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
And so I spend a lot
on me right before the show.
Yeah. I put a knife to my throat and I said, Pat, tell me you love me or I'll fucking do it.
And I didn't. I really called his bluff.
Yeah, I was like, well, gosh dang it, Pat. I didn't really mean it.
It's a plastic knife, luckily, but
yeah, there's still peanut butter on it. He knew I was going to use it to make a sandwich.
He was like, next time.
With the fucking like, next time you're gonna fucking.
Next time you're gonna be sorry.
You're a sorry part. That's so funny. It's so funny shoving food in your mouth while like fucking threatening suicide.
You're gonna miss me one.
Yeah. You get a fucking turkey leg in your fucking gullet. You're like, oh, remember when I'm gone.
Chopping on Uncrustable. I was gonna do it.
No, there's I noticed it when, you know, I have a, you know, like every 32-year-old, I got an honest TikTok addiction. I deleted it from my phone. I've been clean and sober 3 months.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, buddy. But no, for real though, I'd be on TikTok a lot. You'd see a lot of these people would do a fucking thing where they'd be like, here's the deal about blah, 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 blah. Take some time to, and you're like, you're just a fucking 20-something talking. You don't know like what you're saying. And it's like, can I say this about mental health?
Please.
Go on fucking YouTube or find a fucking podcast from a fucking doctor. Not some random 20-something holding on by a thread.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of these people that like bitch about mental health, and it's like the reality is, and I'm not putting this on all fucking bands. I'm not coming at any specific band. I'm just saying to people, human beings in general, a lot of people will bitch about mental health, and I'm like, did you actually give it a go at figuring it out? Because a lot of this shit in your fucking head is neurological, and you can figure out, like, it's not as much emotional mumbo jumbo as you think it is. A lot of it's fucking neurological, and you just don't realize what's going on with your head. Your shit's just like me. Your shit's just poorly wired, and you process life differently.
Right. I have terrible impulse control issues, Andy. So if there's any ice cream in the house, I'll eat it all.
Oh yeah,
So
can't have snacks in our house.
I can't if I have it in the house, and I know that about myself. I say it. So anytime like I eat like a piece of shit or I feel like an asshole, like I know that I'm the only one that can change that. And I'm so like it's one of those situations where like I can't go, gee shucks, I keep eating ice cream. That's because I keep buying fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
So if you continue to not solve the issue of your mental health, because I guarantee I don't think a doctor's gonna say, yeah, cancel the whole tour because that's what's good for your mental health. You know what I mean? Because he wants his fucking money too. So you got to make money. You have to make a living. This is your profession. And again, if it's dire, if you're having suicidal thoughts, if you're having the, I'm not saying that like if you're,
that's a good thing.
It just seems to be like a throwaway thing of like, I don't feel like it. I don't fucking feel like it either. There's no choice. Like you said, who gets to do that when you're fucking working in a warehouse where you just go, I don't want to move the pallet.
Well,
you're fired. You don't get to make the choice the next time.
Yeah. Dude, and here's another thing I was thinking about too. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like there's this agreement a lot of like because music's a very emotional thing, and there's this sort of unspoken agreement where it's like yo, to make your band a thing, I gotta kind of like I gotta to make your band successful, I gotta kind of carve out a part of my day for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
you
then
have to inhabit a part of my head. I think about you. You don't think about me.
And it's like, and here's the thing, and I want to make this very clear. We are not saying everyone's a fucking fibber. You know what I mean? We're just saying like I think because it can become a fucking personality. Like being mentally ill can become a part of your fucking personality.
Yeah, personality
in this day and age.
Like I'm really bipolar, so I'm just like that sometimes. Okay, it's not an excuse for you to be a dickhead sometimes.
Yeah,
to say like, oh, sorry, I'm bipolar. Are you subscribed? Are you prescribed? Are you prescribed to anything?
Are you like and subscribed to bipolar?
Have you like and subscribed Drag the Lake? I mean, what's going on? We know mental health.
We're experts.
But there's a situation where if you're first of all, if you're like, oh, I'm really OCD, I'm really ADD, there's a ton of people that always say that shit that aren't actually diagnosed and aren't on medication and aren't actually doing anything to do it. So they just try to use it as a lazy excuse to be a dickhead. So and actually the new version of that I feel like is autism. Like everybody always says like,
no, it's to be more specific, it's neurodivergency.
Really?
That's like the new term for autism. Neurodivergent.
Fucking cool as shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just like I'll make the point again. We're not talking about the people with like legitimate mental health because I think at the end of the day, your life is more important than a tour. But it just I don't know, man. There's something to be said about the fact that it's like, you know, even in a shitty band, you are in a little bit of a like, yes, even in a shitty band, it is rough. But at the end of the day, you're going to different cities playing fucking songs for money.
At the end of the day, I would just say both of your legs.
Yeah, with both of your legs. I would just say as a fan who, you know, for bands I like, it's a lot of emotional investment. And then if I go to your fucking show, it's a lot of goddamn money and all this shit and that. We've talked about it a bunch in the podcast. I would just say these bands that do, you know, like to cancel a tour for mental health, yo, you better be in rough shape.
Bro. You ready? You ready for this? I just blew the fucking lid off. I didn't see this other hot take back here. It's almost burnt. It was on here the whole time.
Oh shit, I see the smoke.
You ready for this shit? You ready for this shit?
Yeah.
I say this. Okay. Bands, you get that out. Fans aren't allowed to complain at all at whatsoever. If you have that option anytime you want, you can say mental health day, I'm not performing. But you also have to afford all of the fans that ever buy your tickets the option, whether you're playing or not, a full refund with the same excuse at any time, even up until they can walk up to the door and say, I can't make it to the show tonight. Actually, I'm taking a mental health day. Can I have the full value of my ticket? And they give you the full value of the ticket.
So logistically, that will be hard because they'll get tickets through third party, yada yada.
Way.
But wait. Right. They'll get tickets through third party, yada yada yada, all that shit. But you have a very good point.
Yeah.
If you guys can
you can't just cancel it. As a fan, you can't just go, I can't go. You have to like struggle to try to sell the tickets just to try to make some of the money back.
I'll say this, like a band announcing a tour and then you wanting to go to that tour and mentally plan it, that's not nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I said, liking your band is a very big emotional investment. So when you announce a tour that I have decided I'm going to go to, like, that's not nothing. So theoretically, like, if the option is, you make a great point. If the option is on the table that you can fucking cancel this whole thing, I should be able to at all times get a refund for it. I hear what you're saying. It's the same exact excuse. You're making a decent point.
I don't have to prove it, like, because that's the thing. They're not having to show us like medical papers. They're not have to do anything.
Yeah.
They don't have to prove anything to us, and that's true. HIPAA, you have rights. But dude, I legitimately, when I went to see Refused for the first time ever live, Dom and I drove to Atlanta for the weekend. We had a whole plan, hotel. We fucking went to, like, we had a whole trip planned. Yeah. And if they ended up saying, "Oh, mental health, can't do it," we would have been like, "Oh, that sucks," but okay, fine. We'll just do the other shit. But like, if for some reason the same idea, if our trip, our hotel canceled in Atlanta, we had nowhere else to stay, we had to go back home, and we couldn't make it to the show, we wouldn't have gotten a full refund
from the hotel.
No, I'm saying for the tickets. Like, we would have to got 2 tickets to Refuse in Atlanta if anybody wants to buy them. You know what I mean? Like, we have to go scalp them, essentially. You have to go break the fucking law to do that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being able to go, can't.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a refund. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you can do it, then we should be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only fair.
No, I hear you. It's it does. Without those options, it does tend to feel like a very like one-sided thing.
Yeah, and it's fair if they need to take those time. If you're not going to address the issue,
I think it's a very important thing to state. Is like we're not saying it's never real. You know what I mean? No. We're just. I just feel like that excuse is being used more.
Yeah, and because it's more, it's almost like it's a version of like even like COVID, like, oh, I can't do it, COVID, got to take 2 weeks off.
I guess I would say this to bands is like, I'm not saying you can't do it. Obviously, you can do it if you need to. Fucking just always think about the fact that, like, there's a lot of us. We might still have to work in warehouses and shit.
Yeah,
and I can't just throw out a mental health day. I can do a little bit, but I only got so much PTO. I can't just throw out a mental health day willy-nilly. I guess that's my point.
Sometimes you need to the show must go on, and you just need to cry 15 or 16 times in the bathroom.
Exactly. All right. This is a good place to wrap it up. Let's get out of here. A reminder, go check out all my shit at Andy Malfrina. I am going to start twitching regularly, 5 p.m. on Sundays. Yes, I am withdrawing from drugs. But 5 p.m. on Sundays. I will be if that goes good, maybe we'll have more days. Pat, Baby Mermaid Productions, go listen to all of his podcasts and all of that shit. Until next time, we love you. Be nice, don't be a dick, and always remember, beat about bitches. Bye-bye.